Hi y'all. If you haven't seen the intro videos that I did, please take a look at them because I think it's really important that you guys understand where I'm coming from in trying to do the things that we're doing, because this is something that you have to believe, really, and that's part of what I'm going to talk about today. I had everything planned out that I was going to do today. I knew where I was going to start the story. I had it all sort of planned out. I typed out, the outline of what I wanted to say. And last night while I was laying in bed, I changed my mind. So we're not going to do that today. We'll do it next time. Today, I'm going to tell you a story, first off, about how I started to think differently. And I need for you guys to think differently as well, because I need your help. The whole point of these videos isn't because I like to do videos, God knows. I need your help, and I need you to join us in our effort to save not just our community, but rural communities everywhere. So what happened to me happened about 9 or 10 years ago during the Iraq War. I picked up the newspaper one day, and there was a big picture on the front page of the paper of this Iraqi guy standing over a stretcher with a girl on it. And the story was that this little girl had been caught in an explosion, and I don't know if it was a bombing in the street or a bombing from the air, whether it was an American bomb or whose bomb, it doesn't matter, because she was caught in the bomb and she was killed. And there was this little girl laying there on a stretcher in a little pink jacket. She just looked like she was asleep. It wasn't a graphic picture or anything. The only thing graphic about it was the anguish on her dad's face. That was just exactly that. It was anguish that you would see on any father's face standing over the body of his daughter. And it hit me in the head like a brick. And I don't know why in particular, except my son was about the same age at the time, and maybe that's what got me thinking. But I was thinking that people are going to look at this, and most people are going to see this as something about the war on the other side of the world. And then they'll go on. And I was thinking how differently people would look at it if that guy looked like me, for instance, and the little girl on the stretcher was a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl wearing a little pony shirt. And that really hit me, and made me think, if not differently, more deeply, maybe about things, about events, about things that happen to other people, I guess in particular. And that might have been the first time that I really started to get it about how I don't live on an island, and people are people, and you have to sort of be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. But anyway, that event had a pretty considerable impact on me. So today, to start today's story, I'm going to use a story that I've used a couple times before when I'm trying to explain what our coalition is about. And the rest of this video and the next video are kind of going to set the stage as to where we are as a community and what we're trying to do about it. So imagine you got a girl It's a little girl, say 8 years old, and she has an acute asthma attack. She goes to the emergency room and gets treated. It's easy to treat the asthma attack. They give her a shot and they send her home, knowing full well that in another month or 6 weeks she's going to be back with another asthma attack. Because what they've done is they've treated that acute issue. They haven't treated her actual problem. They're going to send her back to a house that is full of black mold. And it's full of black mold because the pipes under the kitchen sink leak. And it's the black mold that's triggering her asthma. And as long as that mold is there, she's going to keep having asthma attacks. And she's going to keep going to the emergency room. Each visit to the emergency room is going to cost thousands of dollars. And she's going to go home and she'll be all right for a while, and then she's going to have another attack. What the girl needs isn't so much a doctor as a plumber. If you want to get to what's really causing her problem, she needs a plumber. But let's take that a little bit further. Why do the pipes under the kitchen sink leak? Why didn't you get them fixed? Well, plumbers are expensive. Her mom can't afford it. Her mom can't afford it because she doesn't have a decent job. And she doesn't have a decent job because she doesn't have any real job skills. And she doesn't have any real job skills because she can't get through a job training program. She's had issues before and it's been difficult for her. Why can't she get through a job training program? Well, she has a substance abuse problem. And some of you are pricking up your ears right now and say, she made bad choices. Maybe, but let's take that a different route. Let's say that 10 years ago, this woman was a nursing assistant who got into a car wreck, and as a result of the car wreck, got addicted to prescription opioids. That's a little bit different situation. It's not in reality, but some people might look at it differently. So, for our little girl, if we want her problem, her asthma, fixed, it's not that she needs doctors, it's not even that she needs plumbers. We need to help her mom get some treatment for her substance problem. And if her treatment takes, then maybe she can get through a job program. Maybe she can get a job. Maybe she can make some money, pay her own plumber to fix the pipes, get rid of the mold, and suddenly we don't have an asthma problem anymore. But this is kind of the illustration that I use because everything that we do seems to be geared to dealing with the consequences, the things that we can see. And part of that is for practical reasons because the girl's having an asthma attack. You have to treat it or the consequences could be tragic. But that's not solving the problem. And you're going to treat that consequence over and over and over and over again until you find and fix the problem. And it's like you see a hungry kid. Well, you give the kid a sandwich. Problem solved. Well, no, the problem's not solved. What you saw, the hungry kid, what you saw that bothered you is fixed for now. But you better be ready to make a whole bunch more sandwiches, because until you find out why the kid was hungry and why he needed for you to give him a sandwich, his problem is going to be there again in about 6 hours. But we're geared to dealing with those things that are proximate, that are visible, and a lot of times they're not only visible, but they're easy to deal with. Hungry kid, sandwich, problem solved. Those other problems are much more difficult to see, and they're much harder to deal with. They're more complicated. And until we get to the point where that's the target, I mean, you still have to deal with all the downstream stuff because they're still going on. The kid's still going to be hungry. The little girl's still going to be having her asthma attacks. But until we can work our way back to dealing with her mom's problem and all the stuff that will go from there, we're not going to be able to do that little girl any lasting good. And if we don't, That girl's never going to get her education. She's never going to get the kind of childhood development that she needs, and she is not going to have a chance to reach her potential as a member of our community. And because we're rural, we cannot afford that. We cannot afford to leave our people behind. People are our limiting resource. We have to make sure that everybody has a chance to get to whatever potential they have, because they are part of our community, they're part of our society, they'll be part of our workforce. And if we don't, if we leave them behind, not only is that somebody that's not going to be living a full life, it's somebody that's not going to be part of our productive workforce. They're going to be somebody that's going to need our support rather than contribute to our prosperity. And we can't afford it. But that's what our coalition is about. We take people from all different experts from all different areas, people with nutrition and housing and education and child development and elder issues and substance abuse and behavioral health and primary care and all these other things, and we dig down and we find and address people's real root cause issues. And it's complicated, it'll take a long time, and it's going to be difficult. But that is how we get beyond where we are. But we'll talk more about how the coalition works and what our plans are and what we've been doing up to now. And next time I will talk about what our current baseline condition is sort of here in the county, and it really, you can extend most of it to the rest of rural America, because we're all suffering from a lot of the same problems. But that'll be for next time. So thank y'all and take care.